Hello everyone, welcome to the control system theory. In this video, I am going to explain what is peak time and derive formula for peak time. Peak time, it is time required by the response to reach its first peak. The first peak is always the maximum peak. Here, you can see that the output for second order under damped system for unit step input, you can see that to attain peak value, time taken by the response to attain peak value is called peak time Tp. Here that is the first peak and that is time taken by the response to attain maximum value. First maximum value, that is your peak time Tp. And peak time Tp is given by pi upon omega d. Okay, and where omega d is damped frequency, and we can write omega d omega n under root 1 minus zeta square second. Okay, that is your peak time. Now derivation for peak time. The response of second order under damped system, c of t, we can write c of t equal to 1 minus e raised to minus zeta omega n t upon under root 1 minus zeta square sine omega d t plus theta. At t is equal to tp, that means at peak time, response attain maximum value. Okay, here you can see that at t is equal to tp, response attain maximum value, so that at t is equal to tp, c of t becomes maximum, so that we are using maxima theorem. According to maxima theorem, derivative of maxima is 0, so that we can write here d of dt c of t at t is equal to tp is equal to 0. Okay, so that here we differentiate this response at t is equal to tp equal to 0, because at t equal to tp, c of t becomes maxima. Okay, so we derive this c of t, then we can write d by dt in bracket 1 minus e raised to minus zeta omega n t upon under root 1 minus zeta square sine omega dt plus theta equal to 0. Okay, so that now we know that the constant, the differentiation of constant term is 0. So we derivate only this term d by dt of minus e raised to minus zeta omega n t upon under root 1 minus zeta square sine omega dt plus theta equal to 0, because d by dt of 1 equal to 0. Okay, now here you can see that there is two terms, that is one and that is second. So we are using differentiation rule for multiplication, and that is given by d by dt u into v, that is u is constant, first derive dv by dt plus v is constant, then after du by dt. Okay, so here first we make constant this term and derive derivative for this term, so that we can write here derivation of e raised to minus zeta omega n t, that is minus e raised to minus zeta omega n t and further derive this exponent term, that is minus zeta omega n. Okay, because derivation of d by dt e raised to at, that is e raised to at into a. Okay, you know that. Now, and that is constant term, so I am write here sine omega dt plus theta upon under root 1 minus zeta square. Okay, now plus, now make constant this term, so we can write here that is minus, so I'm writing here minus e raised to minus zeta omega n t, and that differentiate this term, and that is given by differentiation of sine omega dt plus theta is equal to cos omega dt plus theta, and differentiate this bracket, and that is given by omega d. Okay, upon under root 1 minus zeta square equal to 0. Now we know that then the frequency omega d equal to omega n under root 1 minus zeta square. So we are putting omega d here, and now solve this minus minus plus, so that we are writing here e raised to minus zeta omega n t into zeta omega n upon under root 1 minus zeta square sine omega dt plus theta. Now plus minus minus, and e raised to minus zeta omega n t into omega d is writing here omega d here omega n under root 1 minus zeta square into cos omega d t plus theta equal to 0. I'm putting here omega d is equal to omega n 1 under root 1 minus zeta square in this term. Okay, upon under root 1 minus zeta square. Okay, all this term equal to 0. So I'm writing here equal to 0. Now in this term we can see that this term and omega n is common. So I'm taking common here e raised to minus zeta omega n t upon under root 1 minus zeta square into omega n, so that remaining term here zeta sine omega dt plus theta minus remaining term is here under root 1 minus zeta square into cos omega dt plus theta equal to 0. Okay, now solve it. Here you can see that this term is constant term. Okay, here we can write here e raised to minus zeta omega n t upon under root 1 minus zeta square into omega n is not equal to 0, so that this term remaining term zeta sine omega dt plus theta minus under root 1 minus zeta square into cos omega dt plus theta equal to 0. I'm just copying this term next page. Okay, so that we can say that this term is 0. In this equation we show that this term is constant, so is not equal to 0, so remaining term is 0. So I am writing here zeta sine omega dt plus theta minus under root 1 minus zeta square into cos omega dt plus theta equal to 0. Now solve it. We can write here zeta sine omega dt plus theta, and minus term will come here, so it becomes plus under root 1 minus zeta square cos omega dt plus theta. Now we can write here sine omega dt plus theta upon cos omega dt plus theta equal to under root 1 minus zeta square upon zeta. So that here we can write tan omega dt plus theta equal to under root 1 minus zeta square upon zeta. Okay. Now for second order underdamped system, we can draw this figure for complex root. For underdamped system, that is our real axis and that is our imaginary axis. Okay. For underdamped system, we know that that is complex root. So it's come here, and for underdamped system, we can draw this type of graph, that is imaginary axis, that is omega d, and that is given by omega n under root 1 minus zeta square, and that is real axis, and that is given by zeta omega n, and that is angle theta for underdamped system. From this graph, we can write tan theta equal to that is omega d, opposite sides are equal, so that we can write tan theta is equal to omega d upon nearest side, that is zeta omega n. By putting omega d equal to omega n under root 1 minus zeta square upon zeta omega n. Omega n is cancelled, so that we can write here under root 1 minus zeta square upon zeta. Now you can see that from this equation and from this equation, tan omega dt plus theta and tan theta are equal, because both values are same, under root 1 minus zeta square upon zeta, and here also under root 1 minus zeta square upon zeta. So that I am writing here tan omega dt plus theta equal to tan theta. Now from basic trigonometric relation, we know that it will tan and pi plus theta equal to tan theta. That is, from trigonometric relation, we can write here tan and pi plus theta is equal to tan theta, and our conclusion is tan omega dt plus theta is equal to tan theta. So that by comparing these two equations, we can say that omega dt equal to n pi. So that I am writing here omega dt is equal to n pi. Okay. From this equation, we can make subject t is equal to n pi by omega d. Okay. Now we know that our first peak when n equal to 1, so that I am putting here n equal to 1. At n equal to 1, we can say that t is equal to Tp. That is our peak time. So that I'm writing here Tp at n equal to 1, T is equal to Tp, so that we can write here Tp is equal to pi upon omega d. That is our peak time. Peak time. Okay, because n equal to 1 and omega d is damped frequency, and it can be write as omega d is equal to omega n under root 1 minus zeta square second. Okay, that is the derivation for the peak time for underdamped second order system. Thank you very much.